Okay, this is the end of this course that we have here for this tutorial in this Color My World app. A simple app that makes the text change color as you push on the button, and the button is this world. So if you're just watching this video, here's the complete code. This is the entire code, and pretty much this code makes this app works. You see? And if you didn't see all the other videos, that's fine. You can just in all my tutorials I'll try to follow these guidelines and put at the end pretty much the app and the code. So if you just want to jump into the end and you save time and you kind of understand this really quick, that's good. Okay, so I'll explain really quick how this works because we already went through each of these lines of code on the other videos. So I'll just go really quick. The first we have is I organize my code with these lines right here that I think makes everything more easy to read. So we have the background, the text, the clouds, the button, the circle, the line, and make the button work, and ending of the code. So in this background, we added a background right here with this line of code that makes a background equal to display that new image. And then we just put the name of the background file that we have, and it's a JPEG. So we just put it there, and then this makes the background, the sky, shows there and display in the screen. The next one, we add the text, and the text we have the local text object. We call this a name. This is the name that we have for this object, and we call it object because it's something that we're going to interact, something that we can move or change, or something happened to that. So that's why we call it object. And then equals to display new text. Now instead of displaying new image, we're displaying a new text, and we're putting here what is it that we want in the text, and we can change anything here and it will change there. So then we have the X and the Y position, the distance between the distance from this is 0, and if you go this way to the right, that's the X, and then going this way down will be the Y. So 150 pixels from here and 50 pixels from there. And then you have the font, what kind of font you want. And again, we went to this that you can change any font you want, Times New Roman or Georgia or whatever you want. And then this is the size, 28, and if we change it, it will be big. And then here we set the text color. Notice that when I relaunch this application, it's always going to be white because this is the default color that we set. So if we put this one black, then this would be black. So then we change it to be more specific. We change the coordinates for this text, and we put 160 and 70 on the X and the Y to make it on that distance and being more or less on the center of the screen. Then we add the clouds, which this is pretty much the image that we have here in the bottom, and this is kind of like transparency. That image, we have it right here. We just add an image like normal, display new image, and you have the distance, the X and the Y that you set 100 and 420 to put it right here at the bottom, and then you say the alpha. The alpha is what makes the transparency possible. If I change this to 3, it will be a little bit more transparency, or to 2. Okay, so you can change the alpha numbers right here is 1 and 0. Okay, and then we go to the button right here. We're adding another image, and then we'll name that image button because it's going to be a button. You can name this any name you want, and we display a new image, which is the button world, is the name of the PNG that we have here. And then we set the same thing. Where do we want that button? Well, I want it on this distance, from this distance to the X and the Y. And then you display content width by half. We explained that this is like 50% of the screen divided by 2. So this will set the image in the center of the screen. And then the Y will be in minus 187. Okay, and this will make the distance there. And then we add the circle, which this is this little circle that we have right here, and that display the new circle. This line display new circle, and you have here the numbers that you can change to make the circle bigger or smaller. We said that this is the distance from the X, this one the distance from the Y, and this one is the radius. So if we make this one, let's say 20, the circle will be like bigger. Correct, you got it. So that's pretty much what it is. I'm just gonna put it back to whatever I had. 10, that's it. I think it was 5. Anyway, so then we add the line right here, and this code makes the line. And remember, these are just names, okay? Those are names that you decide what to name your items or your objects, and then display new line. Instead of new circle, you display new line. And these are the numbers. So these two right here, this two makes the X, and this makes the Y. What happened is with these two, you make the distance from the X, where the first little pixel is going to start from the X right here in this area. And then the 100, you want it like the rotation. If you want the line going down, or you want the line going up, or wherever you want it, that's what you have here. So 100 is on the center, and if you change it, this line will rotate. And this is the same thing from the Y. Okay? And then we actually make a function do something so the button can change the color of the text. Okay? So now, button right here, so it's going to choose a random number between 0 and 255. And you have 3 variables, R, G, and B, because that's the color for the R, G, and B color. And math.random, that's the code that you need to create that. And then this 3 will choose a number between those, and then the resulting of those numbers will be here. So the resulting number for R will be setting here, and then this one for the G and this one for the B, and whatever these 3 combination of numbers, that's the number that you're getting and the color that you're getting here. So if sometimes you get blue, sometimes you get green or red or brown or whatever color, and you're affecting that with this text object colon set text color. This line is to be affected to this text. And why? Because the name that we have here, this name is the same that we have up there. Okay? And this will affect that. And then we just have to end the function and then add an event listener. And we add it to this button because that's what we want to change. And then it's an event tap that when people touch or tap, it will create that. And then you say, okay, button, do it. Pretty much, that's it. And this code is what makes this app possible. So if you just see this app, look at the code, and you're welcome to copy it. And I hope you learn a lot from this simple tutorial, Color My World. Thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you in many other tutorials.